Hello everyone, welcome to Kalpa Kendra Tarot. So I will be uploading another reading after such a long time again. So I wanted to take a short break and then upload alternatively, like on alternate days. One day on my Bengali channel, which is Kalpa Kendra Live, and if you any of you understand Bengali, want to subscribe to that, then you can do that. And on like one day on that, and then the other day on this channel. But as it happens, life never goes or doesn't always go according to our plans, and urgencies found me, and I had to stay away from this channel for a while now. But I did get some of the, like I did read some of the comments that some of the new subscribers had posted on the channel, and loved them honestly. So I love to hear from you guys whenever you leave a comment, share your experience. So if you want to do more of that, feel free to. No one's stopping you. Me, never. I'll never stop you. So the reading that I'll be doing today is going to be part of the Future Spouse series, as I had planned to do earlier. And this one would be their first impression of you. So when you meet your future spouse, which you can also take to be your long-term partner, depending on what you want and what you envision happening to you in your life, like you want to stay in a long committed partnership, or you want to get married someday. It is up to you. So whatever you envision, the one, your understanding of the one is what we are talking about. It could be your future spouse, it could be a long-term romantic partner, whatever you want to call it. So their first impression of you when you meet them, so the first time you meet them in their life, your life, in the lifetimes that you are together on this planet, what is going to be the first impression of your human avatar? That's what we are going to talk about. So we have 4 piles for us to choose from today. I also include myself in it because sometimes I come back to my readings to, and get enlightened from some of my with some of my own insights, because I'm a very insightful person. I'm very wise and I appreciate it. So I come back to my readings. So we will have 4 piles today, and I'm going to introduce them to you. For the first group, we have card number 5, Bloom. For the second group, we have card number 4. What? No, card number 41, Home in the Sky. Think about it. Home, card number, I said that card number 4 in astrology is considered the house of home, or from where home is seen. It is also the original traditional house of Cancer, so which is again related to home. So basically I called Home in the Sky card number 4. It wasn't me, it was my subconscious and also spirit. And then card number 3 would be 52, which comes down to number 7, that would be Sea Witch. And card number 4, 37. I don't know why I gave that deep sigh. It again wasn't me, but anyway, it was me. So card number 37, which is No Rain Today. From where I live, we want it to rain every day because it's too hot here, and rain makes it bearable. But then if your card is No Rain Today, no complaints. Group 4, you can, you guys can choose whichever card you feel the most drawn to, and pause the video if you need to, and I will meet you at the click of your timestamp. Hello group 1. So if you had selected card number 5, Bloom, welcome to your reading. Group 1, maximum number of you who would be selecting this group, I feel. Okay, need to pause my video. No, sorry, pause my phone, not the video. Right. Okay, so maximum number of you who would be selecting this group, I feel, would be women. But the men who would be coming to this group, don't be disappointed. I'll address you as well, and like irrespective of whichever gender you identify with, I'll address you. So the people who are coming here, irrespective of your biological gender, would be more in your feminine energy, operating from your feminine energy more, so from your yin side more, when you come in contact with this person. the people who are here. Okay, so when your future spouse sees you for the first time, what they see is this confident woman who is so connected to her truth, who reflects her authenticity so naturally that it's basically so powerful to just encounter, to be in her presence, because she knows who she is. And or if you know, if you are a man, I make this mistake, just take it to mean your gender, but who is also very connected to his emotional side. So you know how I have been discussing this just a few days back. I was discussing this with somebody that the current situation on the planet is such that we are not very comfortable with embodying and accepting our feminine side, the side with which we relate to the world. Sometimes when we come across as vulnerable, it is said that we are being too sensitive, that we cannot take the blows of life and stuff like that. But many people understand that there is strength um, in being vulnerable, in being accepting and expressive of your vulnerability. What is that thing called? Gorilla was, there is a card called Gorilla I have. That is what I'm reminded of. Strength in subtlety. No, 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 no. Nomrota. What is it called? Wait a second. Right, got it. I really had to remember it because otherwise I would not be able to address what I have on my mind. So, strength in gentleness. So, there is something incredibly strong and powerful about being gentle and understanding of your emotional side. And that is when you come fully into your feminine side, and powerfully so, that you can express how much you love somebody, or how much you can feel hurt by, or how you have felt hurt by a certain situation without thinking that it makes you weak in any way, is a very powerful thing to have. That is exactly what you have, which this person who will be more in their yang, your future spouse, when they meet you, they'll be more in their yang and not so accepting of their feminine side. Or even if they are somewhat accepting of the feminine side, you standing fully in your feminine power, connected with your nature in general, will serve to trigger them in a way that it comes across as too good to be true. And what they will be feeling when they first meet you is that just after coming across you, they would have been through some misfortune in their life, some great disaster, which could be collective, which could also be personal. What I mean by that is, collective disaster is something like when we experience the pandemic. Collectively, a lot of people go through it. When we experience flood, natural disaster, a lot of people go through it. So something like that, something like that, where there was a public sort of disaster, which had a personal um, which had a personal impact on them. So there was some experience of some loss. It could be losing somebody that they hold very dear to them, or losing a chunk of their financial resource. They could be experiencing some form of setback in their professional life as well. And they will be in this energy where they need quick resolution. The quick resolution could vary for different people, in the sense that it could be for some people that they want to get married immediately, they have to get married immediately. For some people who are married, it could be so that they had just lost their future spouse. Now you see, not future spouse, shit, why did I say that? What I mean is that they had just lost their partner, the partner that they were currently with. Okay, I understand now why I said future spouse. So the person that they think that they would have, it makes sense. So the person that they thought that they would be with forever, They could have broken up with that person. That person could have left them. It could be so that they are, for some people who are in India, I can relate to it because we have this in our country. They have had a breakup when they have reached a certain age in their life when they are supposed to get married, and after breaking up, their family is pressurizing them to find somebody to get married to because they are of the age now. For some other people, it could be so that the person that they thought that they would spend their life with, your future spouse, whoever they thought that they will spend their life with, for some reason broke up with them or passed away, something like that. For some people it will be passed away, and say you have children with them, so the children need to, not you, like that person had children with them, and they need somebody to take care of the children. It is possibly a woman who passed away. I'm getting this, and it will probably resonate with some of you, because obviously if the vision is coming into my head, then it will have resonance. If there is no children involved, there is some circumstance which forces them to be partnered with somebody immediately. They cannot wait, or they have broken up with somebody. That person who they broke up with got married, and now they have to come back in form, and they think that that should happen very very fast. They cannot wait. And why are they not waiting? Like, they are in a very restless energy. When your future spouse is meeting you for the first time, they are in a very restless energy where they cannot wait for things to turn around for them, for the situation to change, because they have experienced some great loss, which could vary from losing a lot of money in their business to losing a loved one. Some great loss they have experienced, after which they want to go back to feeling as settled as they did before this disaster happened. And for that, they would kind of pray to the universe that something shifts or something happens where they don't have to be in that energy of misfortune for too long. Okay, they want to come out of this misfortune that they have experienced, and they would actively try to, like the card says, release that energy that they feel when they would encounter you, and you would be too good to be true for them. They would just see you and they'd be like, no way that group one or somebody like group one exists. This confident, this great, this amazing. Sorry, I don't think, I think I'm being fooled. So they would think that it is a trickery that is happening with them, where they meet somebody like you and they would consider you for a lot many reasons. Can you please look at the way this woman is looking at you? Like, this woman is directly staring at the person who's holding the card. So the confidence that you will exude, and this meeting coming across your future spouse, the deep impact, the very strong powerful impact that you're going to have on them, your future spouse is going to think that it is unlikely that you will be interested in them, or they will be able to have you as or anything with you is possible. They will not even put you on a pedestal. They'll think that they are absolutely not deserving of even thinking of you that way. Like, they will just idolize you. They'll just be like, oh my god, group one, okay, maybe I should leave the room because I should not be here, because a person like me does not deserve a person like what even am what am I even thinking? I was not being able to form that sentence. So what am I even thinking? I'm not supposed to think this way. So they'd be very they'd feel very nervous around you, and they'd feel very out of place. Like, they'll feel that having this thought that anything with you is possible. Two of winter, two of swords. They'll be very confused. They'll first be like, they won't understand how you see them. In fact, they will only think that you obviously have no great idea about them, and obviously you don't like them. Like, obviously I'm nobody to you. Obviously it doesn't matter who I am. They would not consider this. They would not, the magician, right? They would not consider that something like this is possible. But they will try to understand that why did I meet this girl? Why am I not, or this boy, this man or this woman, why am I not being able to forget it? Since this is the card where a girl is, all of the cards has women in it. So it doesn't mean that I'm talking about one gender alone, but something. Okay, 8 of swords. absolutely stuck. When they meet you, they are stuck in life also, and when they see you, then also they feel stuck. They don't feel like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. See, can you see group one? Release, release. They're trying to release. They're trying to release themselves when they come across you. I just saw 1515 and it is the death card. I just saw the death. So 1515 and now it's like the death card that I have to address. So it feels like something is being mirrored here. You obviously don't think that something is possible. I don't think you are gonna look at them and feel like, this is the man I'll marry. You're so in your power. I don't think you're noticing them as being the one. And what they feel is like they have heavy things to release. And since it's the death card, there is some great loss that has happened here, which they have to recover from. They have to release the energy and rebuild themselves anew. They have to go through this entire process of death and rebirth, and they know that they need to die. Here the death hasn't, like, the person or the loss that they have experienced, they have probably already experienced, or they are going through the climax of that experience. But the death is still happening. The rebirth hasn't happened yet. You get it? So they are not into that new energy yet. They are still feeling the loss when they see you. And that's why, okay, now I see the devil card as well. So they are still looking at you, and they're feeling like, oh my god, like that they don't even, it's just this, that, oh my god, this girl or this man is great. Okay, now anyway, I have to get my life together, and I have to, like, they don't give you a lot of thought. You just come across as so powerful to them. They feel like they are not ready for something like this. Five of winter, right? I just saw 10 of cups as well, but I did not feel like picking it up. You see, I saw this card, but I wanted to pick up this card, although I did not know what this card has. So five of winter, they will be in this energy where they are dealing with a lot of conflicts and a lot of people. Again, five. But they want to follow the traditional route, where they want to reconcile a lot of things that has happened with them and come into unity. Here also the reconciliation of what has happened, what they have been through, the fact that they have to move out of this energy. They're still dealing with a lot, but what are they thinking about you? I feel like they feel like they cannot think about you. Five of pentacles, they don't feel like they have the opportunity to think about you. Queen of wands, you're too attractive. They are five of pentacles. They're saying that I'm five of pentacles and I've seen the queen of wands. What do you think? What do you expect? What do you think I can do in this situation? You think there's anything I can do in this situation? They feel extremely inadequate. They feel like they cannot address you. They feel like they cannot do anything. Ace of wands, this is what they cannot do. So to go to the queen of wands, okay, right, they feel like the hermit. They feel like they have to process a lot of things in order to even think about this person and take this action. They are in this, they think that they want to go. They are not in this hermit energy. They are in the death energy, and they want to go. And they're saying that for me to take the ace of wands, the action towards this person that is required for me to move from one stage to the other with this person, first meeting them and then realizing that they are the one, I need to first go through the hermit stage, where I go within and I find out my feelings, or reconcile what has happened to me. And then seven of cups, see the different possibilities, the different opportunities in front of me, but before that I have to go through the pain which they are not processing, which has just happened. Ten of swords, so something has happened which they are keeping a secret. You at this stage don't know. The moon, so when they meet you, you don't know what has happened to them, group one. And it's fine that you're thinking justice will be served. Something has happened with them, with your future spouse, when you guys meet, which they have to move away from. Eight of summer, so eight of cups, they have to move away from it. See the justice card, I just saw it, I was addressing it. And so when they move away from it, then you will be able to find justice. And you see here, two people are standing here. looking at the future. So you would be able to stand together with them and plan your future, understand that you have future with this person. When they move out of this energy, move away from whatever has happened, this 8 of summer, then you will oh my god, then you will come into the world and the magician. So what I see as your, like, you would be able to create your world together and also create the reality you want for yourself when this person chooses to move out of this energy. What I do see with the devil card here as the back of the deck energy is this person is too overwhelmed with what they have recently been through. When you are meeting them for the first time, this person, you're too good to be true for this person. This person thinks that, want to think that you could be of any importance in their story, or you could play a role, or you are a or you are in some way the protagonist, one of the protagonists in their story, one of the main characters along with them, is asking too much, or is thinking, or is expecting too much from the universe. Okay, so they don't think after what they have been through. They don't think that you are their future spouse. They obviously, they're constantly addressing that, before I even understand who this person is, I have to first address what I've been through. So they've been through something major, that's why they cannot say properly what their first impression of you is. But this card says it all. Their first impression of you is so powerful, they are immediately coming in their ego self, which is, addressing all of their limitations within themselves. They're like, I've been through this, I am not good enough for this person, this is what I have, this is what I was put through, I need to address this first, I need to heal this within myself. And they are, the moment we ask about you, they start talking about themselves. So I think they have been through something major which they obviously need to address, and then they can say more about you. But the first impression that they get of you is, wow, beautiful, amazing, this person is like everything that I am not, everything that I cannot ever imagine being. And I don't know if this person or what this person, I don't think I should be thinking about this person in the first place. This person is too good for me to even think that this person can be somebody important for me or would give me that place in their life. So that's your future spouse's first impression of you, group 1. If you like the reading, then like the video. For more readings like this and to follow the future spouse series that I'll be making, subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I'll meet you some other time very, very soon. If you choose to listen to me, once again, take care. Hello group 2. So happy to welcome you because we have a lot to talk about. So let's get started. So if you had selected the Home in the Sky card, which is the number 51 card. Why am I saying your card number wrong all the time? It's 41, counts down to 5. Why am I saying it wrong? There must be something. So what I do feel is that there is something which you feel is going terribly wrong at this point when you meet your future spouse and their first impression of you. Okay, let's discuss their first impression of you. Loads of messages. Group 2. So what happens here is that you meet your future spouse and they have to go away, or you have to go away. You guys are going to different places and you have just met each other. You like each other, you want to spend more time with each other, but you have to get separated. It could be for different reasons. One of the reasons that is coming to my mind is, right, so group 2, as I was saying, that I feel like you guys have to be separated for some reason. One of the things that is coming to my mind is one partner is like, you got the card soldier and this size. So I feel like one of you maybe in the army, serving in the army or the defense forces, because of being in the defense forces, somehow they have to go away from you in a way where they are not being able to contact you frequently, stay in touch with you frequently. Again, for some people that is going to resonate, and for some people this whole situation that I described is going to be metaphoric, in the sense that maybe you or your partner are with different people, or one of you um, is with is partnered with somebody else, and they are not being able to contact you, and there is huge confusion. It feels like they are not being able to talk to you properly, or they cannot come and approach you, because the situation, because at this stage this is the first impression, right? So they don't know you. They think that their circumstances such that they cannot come and approach you. Maybe they have to go away, they are serving in the army for some reason, so they think that coming and talking to you might not be fruitful, in the sense that you might feel that this person is in the army, so I would not be able to talk to them anyway, or they'll have to go away. They'll know that, whoever has to go away, you are your partner, your future spouse. I feel like it is your future spouse who has to go away. I'm getting this very strong feeling that it is your future spouse who has to go away, or your future spouse is the one who's partnered with somebody else. The circumstances such that they cannot contact you. It could be so that you are partnered with somebody else as well, but going away a bit your future spouse has to do, because of which they're feeling very, very guilty, and that they will not be able to spend the time that they wanted to spend with you. And they're growing extremely impatient, because they want to be with you so bad, and they are constantly asking God, when is it going to happen, and God is like, it will happen if you've met this person. And they have this huge admiration for you. Okay, they meet you and they're like, oh my God, I want to know group 2 forever. And God is like, when you want to know group 2 forever, and forever is the term that you use, then why are you being impatient? Something that is going to last forever needs that kind of nurturing and time to grow. You cannot rush with these things, and this your future spouse cannot help but rush, because they really want to be with you. Okay, now home in the sky, they are going to meet you, and they're going to feel immediately, they're going to feel like you are home, like they have finally met the person that they can be themselves with, they can feel comfortable with. They're gonna look at you, and they're going to get that, I should not be saying it, but a very protective energy that we get from our parents, or the primary caregiver, who, because the kind of safety, the feeling of safety and assurance and security that we get from our primary caregiver is something that nobody else can give us, right? So that's like pretty much the most safe, or the safest that we can feel with somebody. That's how safe they feel with you. And I am so sorry I call you their primary caregiver, but I have no other way of explaining to you the feeling of safety and home and security that they feel in your presence. They feel like they are taken care of. I was just explaining to some other person that I have somebody who comes and just comes to me and says my name, and I feel like I'm safe. I can collapse at that point, I can faint, anything can happen to me, and that person will take care of me. That person has arrived, I'm safe. They feel something like that for you. And this card talks about the birds who can fly, but they don't have, like, birds usually do not have a sense of home, right? Because they are flying and moving away. But here the birds are in are placed within flying homes. So wherever there's a sense of adventure in the card, but wherever they're going, they're carrying their feeling of home with them. So they feel like they were making this journey all their life. They did not know where they are anchored and where their center is or where their home is, and then they meet you and they feel like in this adventure called life they have now found their home. And now wherever they go, with your feeling, with the feeling of, or with the knowing of you being around them or in their life, they are just going to move with a sense of security within them, because now they know that where they were anchored in the first place, like which is that person. They did not know home in the way that they have come to know in your presence before meeting you. They had no idea, no sense of home, no sense of belonging. More than home, I want to use the word belonging, but home is something that is being very is being focused upon in your reading. But I do want to say that they, before meeting you, they did not know where they belong, where they were anchored, who is the one that they could go back to when nothing is working for them. All these feelings for them were placed internally, and now seeing you, it is manifesting for them externally. That external manifestation of an internal feeling is what is happening. Very, very beautiful. Group 2, you make your future spouse feel like they have met their future spouse, and they have been in the King of Swords energy till the time they meet you. So till the point they meet you, up until that point, they are in the King of Swords energy and also in the Devil energy. So very logical, very rooted in the matrix. And then they meet you, and then they are like, wait a second, who is this? Who is this person who feels like home? And I have this huge resonance with, have I met the one? Is it the one? Is this what meeting the one feels like? So I think group 1 did not have a very understanding. Okay, so the wheel, they feel like their life is up for a change, and everything in their life is going to change, right? And destiny is turning in their favor. So group 1 had no idea that they are meeting the one, but your group feels like they have an idea that they are meeting the one. 6 of Pentacles, so balanced. Okay, I saw the 6 of Pentacles, and now I get 6 of Swords. They are moving from an energy, a subtle chaos, not very like profound chaos, but a very subtle chaos that they felt. There was a buzz in their background for as long as they can remember. That buzz is what they are calling subtle chaos. Like they were always in some sort of a chaotic energy all their life, without being the eye of the storm, or being in a chaotic, without being in a chaotic state. They were kind of experiencing chaos in a very subtle way that they could never put their finger on, but they were always experiencing it. After meeting you, they feel like suddenly they got hit by lightning, and now they have calmed down. It's almost instantaneous. It's like the process, the speed at which it hits them, the fact that they feel a sense of calm, like from it's like from this to this, and like very fast, very fast. So that is kind of something that is taking them a while to digest. And but the calm that they feel, there's immediate calm, there's immediate. So home, you see, security, safety, peace, very, very that sense of like, oh, wow. So there are sighs that they have to move away from you, because they're extremely guilty. They have to go away from this. Okay, unity, this is beautiful. There are a lot of things that your future spouse did not believe in terms of marriage, God, a lot of traditional concepts that exist, probably even soulmates, twin flame, your future spouse did not believe in. But after meeting you, they are having this idea that it is probably possible. They used to think that in this world it's impossible, that something as spiritual or as deep as twin flame or soulmates can exist. And then after meeting you, these traditional concepts that made no sense to them earlier is suddenly making sense to them. They have no way they can express the intensity of their emotions, and they're keeping it to themselves. Again, Queen of Wands, extremely attracted to you and not in a position to admit it. Not at all in a position to admit it. Oh my God, their intuition starts kicking through, and they get all these intuitive downloads about who you are. I feel like you're with the energy of impatience. It is like low-key downplaying the energy that your future spouse is in. Your future spouse is in a extremely restless energy of absolute shock and awe, but universe is calling it impatience. Like you for what your future spouse is experiencing after meeting you, meeting you, the kind of energetic shifts and energetic pull they're experiencing, I am not being able to speak. So you understand what your future spouse is going through. Your future spouse is going through a meeting when you think they're going through a meeting. They don't know what they're going through. They can't express. The Chariot, for the first time in their life, they feel like they can, um, they can actually make a move towards somebody, or somebody that they want to reach out for, or they want to live for, or you are somebody who made being born pay off. Like, you made this lifetime or this journey worthwhile. Wow, big feelings, but they're getting huge hits of downloads, intuitive downloads, and just a lot of presence of the divine, which is very shocking for them. So we also got the Hierophant card. So they did not believe. Five of Winters, yeah, they were in this energy where they did not believe that things like this were possible, and they used to outright contradict people who used to talk about these things. Not contradict, counter people who used to talk about these things, saying that yeah, such things don't exist, yeah, right. So they used to have fights with people who used to discuss spiritual concepts, and then they meet you and they're like, wait a second, am I, so let me read out the Hierophant card for you. Even though I messed up the alignment, we will talk about it later. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you, a spiritually minded community. See, so now you can understand new versus old approaches, see what works for you. And now they're thinking, and now I have to consider the traditional way of looking things, or how people look at relationships, because I clearly thought that this was a joke or things like this did not exist. But here, look at my group too. What am I experiencing? I was going to say WTF, am I experiencing? But they I don't, even though they might want to say that, but they are like, oh god, they are like, you are everything that I wished for. Group 2, you are making them speechless. You are the one who dominates this like this entire interaction, encounter, meeting you for the first time. They meet you and they are absolutely in awe of you. You're like the star. They take notice of you immediately, and you appear to them to be the star. Everything that they have wished for. 10 of Summers, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Summers, 10 of Cups. So they are so happy. Obviously the Cups energy had to come through, because they are so happy. And now you have 5 of Wands as well. So they are right now, at when they are seeing you, at war with themselves, thinking, how can I be this happy? How is this possible? All my life I thought that this was impossible. They are not being able to reconcile the fact that they have seen it. What people talk about, they have experienced it firsthand. Now they cannot fight with others when they talk about these experiences. 10 of Swords, like coming to an end of doubts. They used to doubt all this, but right now what they have experienced, coming, oh my god, 10 of Pentacles. What are you even seeing? This person, when they describe the meeting, the first meeting with you, they are going to be like, it was the most amazing, the most beautiful, the most moving experience of my life. But I also realized that everything that I thought about the world has come to an end, and I cannot look at the world the same way anymore after meeting group 2, because group 2 changed everything for me. Renewal. So changed, you are changing everything. Her judgment has been exercised in the favor of their change, and they are changing. 3 of Wands. They have to obviously go somewhere, and this card also talks about patience. Like, have patience, there are more good things to come. Satisfaction from a job well done. So they have to plan a lot. They have to there is something happening here, in the sense that, okay, I get King of Swords as well, and I'll explain what I see happening. So I saw this card the first time I started shuffling for you. I think I saw this card. So they were in a very logical frame of mind before they met you. They thought that all these things that people talk about, instant connection, spiritual connection, this, that, they thought all those things are like rumors. Those things actually don't happen. Okay, don't exist. And then after coming into this energy where they realize that, oh my god, these things are real, and energetically it's possible to feel intensities which you cannot even explain, which you cannot convey at the level of mind, because everything that you experience is happening at the level of soul. And sometimes you cannot convey what you're feeling or what you're experiencing at the level of soul by coming down at the level of mind. So they are going speechless, and they are trying to intellectualize their meeting. I think they are expressive and they can explain themselves really well. When you meet your future spouse, one of the things that you're gonna understand is that they have the gift of gab. I think they can speak and express themselves very, very well. And Three of Wands, it also has this energy where they are having to plan their life in a way where they have to go away. Okay, they have something waiting for them, because of which they have to move away from you. They are not being able to experience you fully the moment you come into the picture. So it could be that they are partnered with somebody, you are partnered with somebody, or they have a job that they have to return to, some role that they have to return to. Whatever the thing is, they have to plan a lot. So there is a third situation that they have to juggle you with, or there's a third entity, something in the background that they have to first clear and then make a move towards you. But they are not even talking about that in this reading. Like group 1 was talking about this circumstance a lot when we were asking that what is your first impression of group 1. They were talking about, oh my life, see what has happened to me. They are not talking about the situation. They're so smitten by you. They are like group 2, forget about my situation. Oh my god, group 2, have you seen group 2? So when I saw group 2, this is what happened, this is what I felt. So that's going to be their first impression. They're pretty much going to be like, this person feels like my energetic match, my counterpart, and this is unreal, this is surreal, this cannot be true. They want to go to the top of a mountain and scream like, this cannot be true. So that's what I got for your reading, group 2. If you liked it, then like the video, subscribe to the channel for more readings like this. And if you want to come back to my reading sometime again, then we will meet again very, very soon. Till then, take care. Group 3, welcome to your reading. If you had selected the Sea Witch card, which is the card number 52 and comes down to number 7, right? So we have so much to talk about. Group 2, sorry, group 3. So group 3, first of all, what I can sense is that you are a spiritual person. When they meet you, you are well aware of certain spiritual concepts, and you already have spiritual conversation with people in your life, and you are well aware of a certain kind of divine presence in your life. You're well settled into it. Your partner, when they, or your future spouse, when they're meeting you for the first time, you see, when I was starting the other readings, I was more in an energy where I had to talk about the circumstance where they are meeting for the first time, and I was immediately like, this is happening, that is happening. But here with you, I feel like I have to discuss the context of your life a little bit, and the circumstance, the background a little bit, before I can address their impression or what is happening, the situation. So I feel like there is some sort of spiritual energy in this connection, where either you or your partner, you are rooted in spiritual understanding, a little bit of it by the time you are meeting them. And your partner has an understanding of being blessed by the divine. They believe in God. They believe that God has been extremely grateful to allow the kind of experiences or opportunities into their life which they have been so blessed to have manifested, and blessed to have encountered, because it made them who they are. I think they are somewhat successful when you're meeting them. And when they see you, what is happening is they see you as this amazing, lively person who is extremely different from rest of the people, in the sense that this is a sea witch who is supposed to be who's supposed to be a mermaid, but she does not have a fishtail. She has like, she's basically standing, or she's connected to an octopus. No, 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 not an octopus. These are octopus tentacles. She's connected to a starfish bottom, or a jellyfish bottom. Jellyfish bottom, yeah. So there is some, there's some huge or striking difference in the way you come across. It's not normal. Not normal, not conventional. Obviously, everything is normal. It is not conventional. How they know people to be, you're a little different. And also you have a pet fish, which a lot of people have pet fish, but you, the way you connect with everybody and the way you come across and how you are comfortable in, not only comfortable, you have crossed that stage of being comfortable. You are having fun in your energy. You are not comfortable, you are definitely comfortable, but comfortable is like saying that you're comfortable in your energy is probably only is a little bit, yeah, it's like downplaying your character a little bit. You are more than that. You are definitely, you are celebrating your life when they come across you. At the same time, when they come across you, they are able to sense that you are also capable of having serious conversation. So you're not just a ball of joy and fun and playfulness. You're also capable of serious discussion, which indicates the kind of depth you have as a person. And also, when I'm talking to you, I'm much more, when I'm doing your reading, I'm much more serious than I was for the other two groups. So I can understand that they understand that your future spouse thinks when they meet you that you may be having the time of your life. And it, you know how sometimes when we see somebody have a lot of fun or being naive and childlike in their joy, we tend to think that maybe they are not so mature. It is the immaturity and um, innocence of their being that makes them or allows them to have the kind of fun that they're having. Because had they been mature and experienced, they would not be able to do some of the things, or they would not be able to enjoy themselves so much, because the responsibilities of the world will catch up with them, something like that. But they realize that you are a mature person, and at the same time you can also access a kind of joy that is not um, permissible or allowed for a lot of people. Okay, not allowed by the universe. The universe has not granted this boon to a lot of people. So when they meet you, there's a gathering happening where a lot of people are having fun. It could be a wedding, literally, because that's the card that we have received for you. But other than that, it may not be a wedding per se, but definitely a get together of a lot of people, and they feel, and your person has this feeling that they have received you, or they get to experience you, or you being sent to their life or in their reality is a consolation for everything that they have been through in their life. Like, they have been through a lot, and now the universe is just, you can see, like, this person is looking up in the sky, and there is an angel visiting him and bringing him these things, this angel, this divine being coming down from the sky for them. And they're like, oh, it's finally here. So they feel like you're some sort of a blessing, but more like a consolation for everything that they have been through, because your energy is so nice, and you probably go on to have fun with them, you dance with them. I don't know what you are thinking about them. We will see that in the next meeting, next reading. But yeah, in the next meeting probably you will also be able to address how you're feeling about them, because it's just the first meeting, and you're also probably getting your thoughts wrapped around the fact that you've met somebody who's important for you, or let's see, whatever way you perceive it. So they think that they could not, your future spouse has always been the serious person who's always very um very preoccupied with their business, like what they have to do, their responsibilities, their job, and they've not had a chance to have fun so much. So now you appearing in their life is like their chance to have fun, and they do see you as a blessing manifesting in front of them. Right, so I had to pause a little. Um, Even though the card of miracle is here, and I see that in flames there is the figure of a woman appearing, and they think of this. I am more inclined to, like, I'm supposed to say that they think of you as the miracle, and that could be the case for some people. I'll make that clear, because your person and both you seem to be somewhat spiritual, okay? So you are aware that these possibilities exist where you just meet somebody and you're like, you get activated. So that is a possibility. But for majority of you, what is going to happen is that they are going to think that it's a miracle that I... Wait a second. Again, group 3, so much to talk about. So literally what happened is that I was doing the reading, and I was before that I was telling my mom that I'm feeling hungry, I'm feeling hungry, and my mom came into the room and literally handed out a plate of food to me, like here, right here. And when I paused the video, like right here. But I did that before, like you could see it. I paused the video. And I was like, Mom, why did you do that? And it was just my mom really acting out of character. So I relate everything that happens with me during a reading with that reading itself. So I feel like this is what you wanted for a long time. You wanted this, you wanted to go to a place where you can just lose your inhibitions and have some fun. You wanted to have a good time. You wanted to experience a get together. Maybe if you live away from your family, you wanted to meet every like your family members or your friends, and go for a like friends reunion. Not like Friends reunion, like that series Friends, not like that. But reunion of people who've known each other at some phase in their life, and then maybe you're going for a wedding and you just wanted to have this experience, and you're having a great time, and it feels like a consolation. It more like your that person being a consolation, like a future spouse, like they know your future spouse understands the moment they see you that you are going to be their future spouse, and they feel like the universe is compensating them for everything that they have been through. Not like that, but they are going to understand that you and the energy that you have created around you at this moment when they meet you, that is their consolation for everything that they've been through. And it feels like a miracle because they were in a very heavy energy, and even I understood that. Like, I was also feeling very heavy. Like your future spouse, when they're meeting you, they're very serious, very heavy, very disciplined, very like they have to be in the moment, because I have bills to take care of, and I have a business to run, and this an office to head, something like that. Very, very responsible, and they are feeling tied down with responsibility. I won't be surprised if 10 of Wands comes through. So, and they have the good wisdom to understand or be grateful for a situation when they have been blessed, and they see you as, even though I want to say that they see you as their partner and they are smitten by you, they're not. They see you as a friend, and they love your presence, and they think it's a miracle that they have come in contact with such a nice person. They are thinking of you as a nice person that they can be in touch with and grow with together and have a lot of fun with. So there's a lot of friendly energy there. There's not so much of craziness, honestly. There's a lot of I think I have found somebody with whom I am going to be in touch for a long time, and we'll have fun together or something like that. It's a miracle that they are meeting these people, or they are enjoying so much. They're not supposed to. They are downplaying the miracle in their life. in the sense that they don't know how much I'm seeing the card miracle and it's supposed to be a huge card. I have this feeling that I'm not supposed to look at it or treat it in a huge way, because this person is not being able to sense the miracle that this situation is, or the fact that they have met you. In hindsight, they are going to say that I did not realize the miracle that had just happened, but it was a miracle. So it's a miracle, it's just they don't have an understanding of it. Your future spouse, when you're meeting them, they don't have an understanding of it. And now their first impression is the Lovers. The back of the deck energy when I cut the deck is the Lovers and Prince of Pentacles. So it could be a wedding, because here also we are seeing a wedding happening. So it could be a wedding, like, or something like a wedding happening. So it could be this energy where two people are coming together and you're surrounded by this energy of reunion, and people are talking about weddings, and you just guys can you guys are talking about reunion. You guys just come together and you just want to know each other, and there's this energy in the air where you think that, you know, we will be good friends or good partners, like if we get to know each other. Not good partners in the sense that, again, Prince of Autumn is here. Okay, so not good partners in the sense that life partners, but more like partners as friends and people who they can have fun with. They are in their ego. So everything that they are in the earthly realm, whether they run a business or whatever their professional commitments are, they are thinking about that a lot. They are operating from the ego, who they are, their identity on this planet. They're operating from that a lot. Four of Pentacles. They are not giving away too much. Even though they are having fun, they are not revealing too much about who they are. They are also not revealing to themselves a lot about who you are to them or who you feel like to them. Overall, they're saying that this situation is great and I pray to God for this situation, but it's all happening in the hindsight. I think this is something that their future self will say when they look back, and they'll realize that that was the day that they met you. They're gonna say that it was a miracle, and the great wisdom to thank God for that day, because I had a lot of fun, but I did not understand the seriousness or the gravity of the situation, or the incident that was unfolding before me. That they will say it was a miracle, they understand, but it was happening in hindsight. So this card, the Hierophant, he showed up everywhere, like in every reading. Even in the Bengali tarot reading I was doing, he was like there, a constant presence. So I feel like it could be a wedding again, a very traditional sort of situation which happens traditionally, like friends reunion also happens traditionally. So it's a very traditional circumstance where people are gathered together and you feel the energy of coming together in a very traditional way. But like, I don't see that this is an online meeting or something like that. This is something which is planned, conventional, usually happens, and you're coming together. Again, release. So all the groups has some proverbial death to go through, that they should be going through. Your group or your future spouse has to release the energy of their ego, which is dominating them in this meeting. They're thinking about that a lot. So they're going through this change in their life where they have to connect with themselves, their core, their understanding of who they are. See, Eight of Autumn. This is what they have to release. Eight of Pentacles. They are constantly thinking about work and who they are and who they're supposed to be, what they're supposed to do. They are being professional, very, very professional. They are not paying much attention to what is unfolding in front of them. They are in the Hermit energy. They're in the Hermit energy where they're thinking about what is happening, watching everything from a distance, maybe picking up a few drinks, and Seven of Wands. They're fighting their desire to get involved and participate in the situation. They are not saying much about you though. You are becoming the life of the party, which they are enjoying, and they're thankful that you came and they met you and this happened, and they're being able to they are saying that they are being able to unwind in a way, and it is a good break after what they have been through. Like they have experienced some, okay, King of Swords, they have experienced some major Ten of Wands moment where they had to shoulder a lot of responsibility, and they experienced that exhaustion from it. They were extremely exhausted, and their mind feels exhausted more than their body. The exhaustion on their mind is basically showing, and they know that they needed a break. They feel like this break is gonna do them a lot of good, and they're gonna, when they return to work, here also they're talking about work, when they return to work they will be in a fresh mood and ready to take more responsibility and perform better. This person is like totally into their work. Work is all that they can talk about. Even in a future spouse, the kind of impression, the first impression they have of you, they're talking about their work. So don't know how you feel about that. Maybe if you are married and you're just checking out of curiosity how they felt, you can check with this future spouse and ask them that even when you met me, you were like, work, work, work. What is this? Right? So, oh my God. The Fool card had come, and even when I saw the Fool card, I was like, this is not their energy. The Fool card has to come with, like, there was a card behind the Fool card. It's like, obviously it has to come with some card. This is not their energy. They have to clarify why they feel like the Fool. Okay, so this is something I can relate to, like Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn in Aquarius and Dhanishta Nakshatra. There, people have this energy where they want to break out in a dance, but they can't, because Saturn is this restrictive planet which does not get rid of professionalism that easily. It likes to appear very Capricornian in its energy. It likes to appear all professional and serious, and somebody who would not dance, somebody intimidating, very somebody who's like so wise and so intimidating that you cannot ask, so serious that you cannot ask them for a dance, somebody like that. But your energy made make them want to do that, but they could not, because they feel like, one, they cannot participate, like they cannot have fun. Their energy is a more gloomy sort of energy they feel, and also they feel like they have never had opportunity, or they have not had reasons to enjoy themselves so much. It is a very sad energy where they get reminded of all the ways they were restricted as a kid whenever they want to break free. So they probably did not have very loving set of parents who showed them affection more openly, so they cannot show affection more. They are not very open, and they feel they are introverted because of the way they were brought up. It was valued, like seriousness, being quiet, being polite, hiding yourself, not dancing in public, showing I'm not saying that you go dance on, like, in public on the streets, but even doing that, if you can dance in the public, dance in public on the streets, then it shows that you're comfortable with yourself. But this person is not. This person is not comfortable with that energy. Three of Winters, Four of Winters. So Three of Swords, Four of Swords. This person thinks about all the ways in which they feel restricted by their own experience in trying to have fun and have like a good time, and they immediately go in a contemplative mode where they're more comfortable in blending in the background and just being themselves, being somebody who's enjoying everything, feeling everything very intensely, because there's the King of Cups. She's having a great time, loving your presence, grateful for your presence. Thank God you came to this party. You've become the life of it, and they're happy to be in this party, but you don't ask them to dance, okay? Don't ask them to participate. Queen of Pentacles. They feel like you are this extrovert who's had, like, their first impression of you is this. They think of you as this person who's had a lot of abundance, and in not only in terms of money, but you look like somebody who is abundant financially as well, but you have material comforts in your life. But this person feels that you have had abundance in terms of family and upbringing as well. So you had very expressive, interactive parents who were always present for you, who always gave you the space to open up and express yourself. So that's what they think. They think that you are who you are because of the upbringing you received, which was generous, supportive, loving, kind, and that's their first impression, that you are and that's how they're contrasting you against them. They are thinking that I have had a very restrictive upbringing and way of being, and what I thought was normal was always a very restrictive sort of conditioning, but this person never had that. And nobody, okay, what they're saying is somebody clipped my wings or cut off my wings, but that didn't happen with group 3, and I'm glad that that didn't happen with group 3. That's why they can be their magnificent self in public and they're so comfortable in themselves, right? Group 3. So that was your reading. If you liked it, then like the video. If you want more readings like this, then subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I'll see you in another reading sometime very, very soon if you choose to listen to me again. Till then, take care. Hello, group 4. Can't believe that we are at the last group already. So if you had selected card number 37, no rain today, then welcome to this reading. Group 4, the first thing that I get from your reading is that there could be cultural difference between you and your future spouse. Okay, so you could be belonging from different cultures, in the sense that maybe you come from different countries, or maybe different cultures within the country, because India, like the country that I come from, it is a land of diverse cultures and diverse communities, right? So one state is so different from the other state, and it could be the same with you. Maybe you come from different religious backgrounds, maybe you come from different families where ways of experiencing life was so different family situations, so very different circumstances are highlighted. Why? First of all, I'll tell you that the first thing that came to my mind when I was introducing your group was saying that right off the bat, I learned to say right of the bat very recently. Earlier I used to call it right of the back, because I felt that is how they say it. I did not know that it's right of the bat, like, because I don't speak English as my first language, so there are certain things, certain sayings that I just don't know. And when I heard them, and I learned them, so there are certain mistakes that I make. That was not the only thing. When I was pulling the cards for you, I saw that no rain today is the card for you, where the sun coming out and not blocking, like making the clouds disappear. That's the sound of puja happening. I'll just let it happen so that you get comfortable in this energy of understanding that there could be cultural differences, and you experiencing this reading from me could be a matter of cultural difference, where I talk about bells ringing as sound of God being worshipped in a different way in a different community. So there's a lot of differences coming through. Not that I say that for every reading, whenever my mom makes this sound with the bells, it comes differently. Then I feel like the reading is blessed by divine, but for you it is coming differently, where I feel like I have to talk so much about cultural differences being a prominent theme in your partnership with your future spouse or long-term partner. So no rain today, where the sun is blocking the clouds and the clouds are disappearing and the clouds are crying. It is supposed to be a happy card, where you get to play out in the sun, play in the fields, and dance around, because you can have like a bright sunny day, which is supposed to be a good thing, I guess, for a lot of people who live in generally cold, colder regions and under cold climate. But for people here in this part of the world, a cloudy day is a blessing, because we deal with such scorching heat that the sun is something that, or the sun being bright is something that we don't appreciate. We cannot, because it's too hot to even go out. So this, which is supposed to be a happy card for a lot of people, is again I'm experiencing as something that no clouds, no rain today, it's sad. But I know it's happy for you. So that's how I know that there's a cultural difference. And usually when I get this card, I know that there's a difference, because it is experienced differently. See, I have also known feeling of appreciating the sun when I have been in colder climates, and the sun was going down and sunset was happening. Then I literally I felt that void in my heart for the sun, where I was like, yeah, the sun is not going to be out for another so hours. What am I going to do? How am I going to manage? And because Delhi, where I was at that time, gets really cold during the winter, so there is cultural difference, and you are well traveled, or your partner is well traveled. You have probably, okay, not your partner, I don't know about your future spouse, but I can say this about you, that your future spouse thinks that you have a lot of experience. You probably are well traveled. If not well traveled, you have this amazing capacity to analyze and understand things from wherever you visit. You are a person who can be trusted. So whatever you say, in Bengal, there is this, that's the region that I come from, West Bengal in India. So there is this very popular cartoon show that we watch as a kid, like watch as kids. That show is called Thakumar Jhuli. Okay, so grandmoms, something, the stories in my grandmom's pocket or grandmom's stock, something like that. So in Thakumar Jhuli, there's an old woman who's basically the grandmother, who tells stories to the children gathering around her. And here the energy of old woman has come through once, and then again there is a old woman in this card of service. So it feels like you're sharing a lot of your experiences when you are meeting your future spouse. And it is an experience which again would be perceived differently by different people. Like, it is probably a situation where you are sharing your experience of something very traumatic happening to you. Maybe how you experienced domestic abuse, how you experienced a childhood trauma, and how you dealt with it. So different people can look at it differently. Like, it can be, for some people it can be extremely dark, the situation, that, oh, they were talking about things that happened with them, that broke them at a time when they're seeing their future spouse for the first time. But that is not how it is coming through to your future spouse. Your future spouse is watching you share all these things about your life, which could have been extremely traumatic. And like I said, the situation for some people can be like, okay, a mental health campaign or something like that, where you go and you talk about your life, or maybe an Instagram live you do, and there you talk about your life and your experiences, and your future spouse sees that live, and that's how they come to know you for the first time. Their understanding of you is that they want to, even though you're sharing details which are, wait, there's somebody. So again, group 4, right, where were we? So this person is sharing, or you are sharing experiences of your life which is enriched by some of the things that happen to you, and you consider them a blessing, although it might not look like a blessing to a lot of people. Because you see, the old woman is old here, so old age may not be perceived as a blessing by some people, and you might empathize with them, thinking, okay, it's an old lady. But your future spouse is looking at you and thinking that you have all these experiences because of all that you've been through, which again, some people looking at the old woman would be like, oh, I got an old woman, wait a second, is my future spouse going to be old, or am I going to meet somebody who's much older than me? So it can be perceived differently, you see. But what your future spouse is trying to say is that even if, say, the woman is old, look at all the experience she has, which maybe a person who's lived for all those years are the only people who can have that sort of experience, because of seeing all these different circumstances, right? Having lived through it. Watching or reading about watching a situation in a movie or reading about it in a book is very different from actually experiencing it and living through it. So you have lived through it, which maybe made you older by the years, but your person is saying, that is metaphorical what I said. Your person is saying what you experienced maybe makes you appear weak or vulnerable to others. Or how people tend to sympathize, or be like, oh, poor kid, been through so much. Oh, but your future spouse is not empathizing with you. Not like they don't have empathy for what happened. They are seeing strength in your character. They're saying that, and also you make it believable. Like whatever you're saying could be something which may be really shocking and too shocking for some people to admit, but faithfulness here shows that your future spouse trusts the fact that you actually went been through it, because they are saying that you're a faithful person, you look like a faithful person, you're honest. And your future spouse is like, they have the experience, they have been dedicated to all the things that they have experienced throughout their life. You've been a good person. Like even when you were in a position where you were experiencing domestic abuse, maybe not at the receiving end of it, but even seeing it happen in front of your eyes, you were dedicated in your role. Like you knew what had to be done, and you were there by the person. You did not run away. And it feels like your future spouse is able to see in you that you are in a quest to find happy days. Like even here the woman is a little old, so it feels like you say about yourself that I am now, even if you're 30, you'd be like, I'm too old to have like a relationship now or fall in love again, and I know I'm happy where I am. But it feels like you are in a quest to experience everything in life. Like you are in that quest to see that what life can offer you now. Like you would probably say that I am not looking for anybody, or I don't know if I want to fall in love again, but at the same time you would say that I am open to everything. So that's what they say, that they are open to everything. And whether it's a no rain day, no rain day, or whether it's a rainy day, you are going to have the same level of dedication and curiosity to live the day to the fullest. Okay, so in terms of cultural differences, you're very accepting. Like after being through so much and after seeing so much in your life, you're very accepting and you're very dedicated to live a good life. You are wanting to have fun, and your energy is not fake at all. You're not faking your wounds. That's what your future spouse is saying, that even though it appears to be that a lot of people, a lot of people might have not appeared, like you appear to be happy, so happy that it is unbelievable that you went through all these things. You appeared like, they would say that they appeared normal. And I don't mean to say it in a very I'm not trying to problematize the term normal. What they mean is that they, after seeing you, they did not understand that you've been through so much. It appears like you have had a conventional sort of life, but when they hear you, they are like, oh my god, you've been through so much. And here you see there's a child reaching out for this old woman, and here there's also a child reaching out, like standing in the same way in front of this old woman. So I feel like your future spouse could be either younger in age compared to you, or naive in terms of experience. Like you are a lot more experienced than they are, so they feel like they can approach you to ask that, oh my god, you've been through so much, so how was it, or like I'm so sorry, something like that. They want to learn from you, and they look at you as this wise person. Yeah. So when I was shuffling from this deck, Chakra's Oracle deck, the card Wisdom just flew out of the deck, and I did not know if it was meant to be here, but I remember it flowing out. So it flying out. So I do want to say that your future spouse takes a look at you. First impression is very, very wise. Knows both, or possibly all sides of the future spouse says about you that they know all sides of the story that there could possibly be, all the permutations and combinations because of their experience, and they're okay with all. You don't force people to change before their time. You're okay with people taking their time to change and be transformed in their lives, because you know that sometimes things take time. Very, very wise. Your future spouse is saying that you are right. So it took me a while to give you that reading, but Nine of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. Your future spouse is also saying that my future spouse, my group 4 appears to be extremely abundant to me. Oh, and they are also attracted to you. So they like you. Like I also saw the Ace of Wands, so they like you. It's not like they don't like you. Why did I say it's not like that? It's like you needed convincing. Okay, this card and the Hierophant, they have been dominating the reading today. Ego. The moment they come across you, they would be reminded about everything that they are in contrast to you, how their and your life is different. So they might be like, they might feel like they have had a better life compared to you. Not like they're not passing a judgment, but they are saying that I might have been blessed. I'm understanding after meeting group 4. Although they won't show it. They won't show it. They will just feel like you will make them move into the Hermit energy just after you meet them, because they will go into this contemplative mode where they are trying to make sense of everything that has happened. They will probably want to come and approach you, to talk to you, because they feel like you have so much to offer. So much. Okay, I want to take all of this actually. 8 of Summer. They may be with somebody else, or you might have to do a lot of healing. They think like you have to move away from some of the things that happen to you, or some of the experiences that you allow to dominate your psyche. You have to heal from them and you have to move away from them. Only then will you be able to come into this full energy which you try to embody, but you're not fully in it. They say that you're very happy, like you know how dogs are very happy go lucky, sort of like when they're always happy if you let them be, if you allow them to be happy. They're saying that, and they also said that you are looking at you, I would never understand that you went through so much. So they get a happy energy from you, and they're saying that you would have to work a little bit more on yourself to come into this energy where you can leave behind everything that happened and just move on in life. And Ace of Summer, Ace of Cups, they're saying that I feel a lot of love for you, but I also feel like this love cannot be experienced in a traditional 2 of Cups way right away. Like there's 3 of Cups, like there are a lot of people involved here. Like you could come into contact with each other's friends first, and you might come in contact with a group, because I feel like you are interacting as a group. So you would first be friends, and although there will be deep love for each other, but that love and admiration will usually be exchanged as hints and not openly admitted to. I feel like you guys will say that you like each other, admire each other, not in a romantic way. Before you say it in a romantic way, or before you realize that it's time to admit to your romantic feelings, you would go into this energy where you miss each other, where you'll first miss each other, and you will also feel okay. So your future spouse, the moment they meet you, they're gonna feel extreme pain for everything that you've been through. My heart aches right now. So they will sympathize or empathize with you right away, and they'll be like, I wish I could be there for you. And something will ache in them so much that they'll be like, I wish partnering with others to share your dreams, great progress being made. So 2 of Wands, and they'll feel like I'll have to probably be more present in your life to learn from you and make you see that whatever you've been through was in the past. It will be coming together with Ace of Wands being the back of the deck energy here. I feel like they will first feel this inspired action to move towards you, to like not propose, but you know, come together as friends, and then they will plan a lot of things with you, like probably collaborative efforts. And so yeah, Ace of Pentacles, they would want to collaborate with you or work with you or learn from you in some regard. They'll consider you very wise and consider you a wise friend, so they'll want to learn from you, and they'll make sure they tell you that, you know, 5 of Wands, even though there are conflicting energies around your schedules where you guys probably are not working in the same field, there will still be an energy where you want to learn from it, or they want to learn from you. And there will be some trouble in the sense that you would not be you would not be able to collaborate so easily or work with each other so easily. Maybe one is working on mental health, other is a business owner, and you would not know that how 2 things can come together, or how you guys can be more present in each other's life. One of you could be in another relationship, one of you could be casually dating something. So some problematic circumstance allows you to not come together very seamlessly. but the desire to still be with each other, because the moment you meet, even though you don't admit to each other how you feel, there is a strong desire that gets activated in the both of you. 10 of swords. It hurts. It hurts to see that you have the wall standing between the two of you, and you would not be able to connect right away. Let's just say that. And your future spouse will think the way I said, that their first impression of you would be like that. And we still have Ace of Wands, so they'll still want to talk to you and they'll still try to get to know you, but it won't be without a few setbacks, or a few roundabouts, like few rounds you'll have to take around each other before. I see the butterflies also going in rounds before you can come in contact and realize that you're supposed to be in the lives of each other, or be in each other's lives in a more permanent and stable way. So you will realize that eventually, but not before you take a few rounds around the wheel of karma and life, before you realize that. So that was your reading, group 4. If you like that, do like the video for more readings like this, and to follow the entire super spouse, maybe you're getting a super spouse, who knows, future spouse series. Subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I'll see you in another reading sometime very, very soon, if you choose to hear me again. Take care.